Thank you so much, and welcome to the presentation of our winners. It's actually two of the Global Media Forum Startup Contest. We were looking for solutions, for products, for any media technologies that would make the life of journalists in the newsroom easier, cooler, smoother, maybe even more efficient. We were looking for media technologies that would help and strengthen freedom of speech, freedom of media, and maybe even help us find ways around internet censorship. And you know what? We've found it here at this contest. And I'm Guido Baumhauer, Managing Director of Distribution, Marketing and Technology, and I am missing the buzz of a real-life conference, a room full of people. I mean, I'm glad for everybody who is here. I'm sure we'll hear a thunderous applause a little bit later when we announce the winners. But hey, I mean, real-life conferences, that's hard to beat them. But at least we do have real-life ideas, and many would have deserved to win. So we followed a very simple formula to find the two winners. The formula is this: 136, 10, 4, 2. Very easy. So out of 100 entries from 36 countries, we have chosen 10 participants in the so-called incubation days, out of which our jury, and that's when the hard work of the jury kicked in, chose four finalists. And that was yesterday, the pitch final. And from there, and since then, we have two winners. But before that, let's have a close look at who has participated in our contest.
Seven Mountains from Norway present their story-centric publishing tool called Dina, which is equipped with an integrated rundown system for live television production. A.Sense Digital from Ethiopia presents EWNet Check, a collection of tools to help combat misinformation and fraud in Ethiopia's internet landscape and beyond. Framerite, based in Finland and Germany, works on enabling high-quality visual storytelling, ensuring that images adapt automatically to various digital platforms. Icompass from Tunisia focused their efforts on voice recognition and language processing in complex dialects, especially in African nations and the Arabic-speaking world. Clipworks, based in Denmark, enables broadcasters to easily collect, manage, and use smartphone video content from their audiences. Mjol AS from Norway work on revolutionizing workflows and asset management in media with simple and smart cloud-based tools using AI and smart search. Newsdo Media Lab from Indonesia presents a tool to support audiences with detecting clickbait content and thus improve the accuracy of news in Indonesian media. Canada-based Resemble AI is an audio company focused on creating high-quality custom AI voices with emotions, such as automated news anchors. German startup Story Market connects publishers and journalists with the help of AI to find the right stories and getting them translated with machine learning and NLP algorithms. Tensor Minds from Pakistan deliver an AI-based solution called Media Talk that is designed to convert all types of digital media content into a searchable and analyzable text data format. Town Square from Kenya is a startup that provides a digital safe space where journalists can build relationships with the public as well as stimulate debates around issues of public concern.
Well, I guess now you can imagine what a hard job it is to find two winners out of these participants. A hard job for the jury and a hard job for Parul Madan, founder of DueDash and one of the four judges. And to look behind the scenes, she was speaking to DW's Sertan Sanderson.
Ms. Madan, thank you so very much for joining us today. Our startup contest is in its final rounds now, and we're all truly excited to see how things will be panning out. Now, could you, as a judge, please tell me, what do you like the most about this startup contest, and how does it stand out from other competitions?
Well, this is an amazing competition because this talks about the future of media and, more importantly, quality of media. We have been, pandemic, we were all stuck at home watching television or Netflix or on social media. And of course, we have seen how the polarization happens on social media. There is a big topic about fake news. So I think it's a big opportunity for media to regain trust. And what are the topics that people really care about and what is really relevant in today's time. So I'm really looking forward to great products and solutions out there. I'm really excited to be part of this competition.
Fantastic. And what kind of strengths are you looking out for in media startups when you're trying to identify growth potential?
So I think technology definitely has grown leaps and bounds in the last 20 years, and a lot of the solutions out there are 20 years old. So we have seen a rapid expansion in education technology. There are especially in the times of COVID as well. And also we have augmented reality today. So people can create moving objects, people can have real world interaction through smartphones. So there are different ways of enabling media consumption. So I'm definitely looking for media companies to use new technologies to excite the users and enable novel ways of consuming content.
Okay, and finally, if you could have one message for all the founders out there in the world, what would it be?
Well, as an entrepreneur, life is a roller coaster on a daily basis. Founders need to be persistent and adaptable at the same time. They need to have the grit to push through and at the same time keep the laser sharp focus on their vision. So it's important for them to continuously listen to the market, adapt their products and services. Startups pivot 100 times, but make that constant change to fulfill the demands of their customer is very, very important. So founders need to listen very carefully and act accordingly. Focus is the key.
Focus is the key. All right. Many, many thanks, Parul Madan from DoDash, one of our jurors at the startup contest. May the best startups win.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Really excited. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for joining us. Bye for now.
Well, bye for now. Hello again. And focus is the key. Now let's focus on the exciting question. What do the winners actually win? Well, first of all, they win media coverage by Germany's best and one and only international broadcaster, by Deutsche Welle. And that is great because we have a global reach of 250 million people and more than that. So as a startup, that is a quite good start, frankly speaking, to begin with. And then, of course, we have the Deutsche Welle Academy, one of the best training centers in the world. And they provide media training to the startups, which is now time for the big moment. So I'm looking for the envelope. And it is not only a big moment for the two winners, it's a big moment for me as well, because I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to say this. And the winner is, and remember, we have two winners. So the first winner to announce is, oh my God, is still sticking in here. Give me a moment. Now, okay, this is the camera. This is the camera. This is the camera. And the winner is Icompass from Tunisia. Icompass from Tunisia. I'm doing it in this camera again. So now let's have a close look at what Icompass does, and then we'll speak to them.
The Icompass team is composed of academics, engineers specialized in information technology, mathematics, and linguistics. The team's services cater to the needs of public figures and groups in order to assist them with their digital strategic plans, communication, and marketing. We work around the clock using the latest technologies, such as digital reputation analysis and evaluation, chatbot, churn identification, and other consulting services. Icompass is also unique thanks to its innovative language processing technology, and linguistic barriers are no longer an obstacle for the team. Indeed, we have developed a program that makes it possible to process even Arabic and African dialects. Our business model is based on a subscription business model. We target companies interested in detecting Arabic language and dialects, fake news, propaganda, misinformation, and infodemic. Our typical customer can be media companies and journalists, NGOs working with immigration and refugees, and companies aware of their digital reputation, like banks and telco companies. After the Arabic Spring, a rapid increase in social media usage was noticed in the Arab world. As a drawback of these exponential growths, false and harmful information was spread around social media. As a result, a number of initiatives to detect and or to debunk them were conducted. At Icompass, we created our own AI models to detect the propaganda and the infodemic based on latest technologies. Indeed, our system using deep learning does not need any craft-handed work. Our system showed high performances on fighting the COVID-19 infodemic, detecting fake news, and identifying check-worthy Arabic tweets. Our performances are validated by participating in international Icompass evaluation and published in top computer science international conferences. Our system can be used by media like DW, journalists, companies, NGOs, etc. We focus on Arabic languages and dialects, which are underrepresented in academia and research works. Moreover, only few work was conducted on Arabic languages and dialects because of the political constraints in the Arabic countries. Our main need is to work on a large-scale use case. A collaboration with DW will give us the opportunity to work on a real use case, hence pushing our model to the best results. This will be the first kind of a system that can detect automatically propaganda and infodemic based on standard Arabic languages, but also on different Arabic dialects. In the near future, we plan to apply our models on African languages and dialects.
Great, we've seen her in the video. Now we see her next to me live. Chaim Furati, she's the AI R&D engineer at Icompass. And I'm just trying, as the light is shining into my eyes, am I seeing tears of joy?
Hello.
Hello, at least I'm seeing a broad smile. That's a good start. So how happy are you?
Very happy.
Very happy. That's a great start. I mean, the basic idea of what you do, as you've just explained in your video, is to detect disinformation, to fight fake. And that is very similar to what Deutsche Welle does. So we're pretty much sitting in the same boat here. But, you know, from a heart's perspective, what made you start this idea?
So one of the first, after the Arabic Spring, actually, many Arabic countries gained the freedom of speech, but for democratic issues, we have also the spread harmful information. And to ensure these values, we need to access to trustworthy news. For example, in our case, Tunisian case, we notice, for example, the Tunisian media that may publish certain news, but then apologizes for it being fake news, which is the case actually for Arabic, but also other African countries. So that's how we begin our ideas to work on the Arabic dialects. We started with the Tunisian, we moved to different Arabic dialects, and then mainly to African ones.
And Chaim, tell me, why are you not afraid? Because at DW, we speak 30 languages. Arabic is amongst them. But the Arabic dialects, they are, well, pretty difficult, not only for non-Arabic speakers. But you've tackled this issue. You said it is important. Why did you succeed?
So actually, we did not tackle only the Arabic one. We have other languages like the English, the French, the German, but we focused on the Arabic one because no one did it before. And if we do not do it, no one other will do it. So we had the courage, let's say, to take the initiative and tackle the Arabic languages and dialects.
Yeah, Chaim, you had the courage. And I mean, the things that you do, I mean, digital reputation analysis, language recognition technologies, I mean, all of this basically means you have machine learning working for you. What if AI lets you down? Is that something you are a little bit afraid of?
No, we are not afraid of. Maybe if AI dies, we will create our own other models, and we believe actually that AI is the future.
Yeah, I guess you know this is the very true answer of academics and engineers, which is what I've learned yesterday at the pitch final at Icompass. It's engineers and academics working together. That sounds like a lot of fun, is it?
Absolutely. And we have engineers that are doing research. We are engineers that are pursuing our PhDs. We have our supervisors that are academics. We have digital specialists. We have Dr. Hatem, who is let's say, CTO. He's a doctor. We have our CEO, who is a digital transformation specialist. We are a great team with different perspectives.
A great team, different perspectives, and now a very good reason to party. So please prove to us that even academics and engineers can have great and wonderful parties. You fully deserve it. Congratulations again to Icompass and to you, Chaim Furati. Very happy to have you. Thank you so much. And here's tons of applause in this room. This is the moment now. Yeah, you have to imagine there were thousands of people who are out there listening to you. Thank you so much. And as I've said before, we have 2 winners. So that brings us back to the crazy envelope. Maybe this time it works better. And the glue isn't fresh anymore. So I can say it a second time. And the winner is Clipworks from Denmark. So we'll have a close look at what they do first.
My name is Asger. I am the co-founder and CEO of Copenhagen-based startup Clipworks. For the past 10 years, I've been working as a journalist with the Danish broadcasting on both sides of the camera. And based on these experiences, we, my partner Nicola and I, decided to create Clipworks. Now, what do we do in Clipworks? Basically, we have created a platform for journalists like myself that enables them to quickly and easily collect video content from anyone and use that video in TV show, for social media, or in an article, or wherever you want to use it. And the way it works is that you create a campaign with the instructions, and if you scan the QR code here, you are able now to see an example. This is what you send out to your audience. They interact, they submit a video, and then you get all these videos into the cloud, maybe 100 videos, and then you select the best ones as a journalist and say, this is really cool, this is really cool, this is really cool. I want to work with that in whatever editing software I am using normally and put that into a context, into a TV show or wherever. Now, why should we win this award? I think we're bringing something new to the market here, something that hasn't been built before. And by doing this, we are helping the broadcasters to actually engage and increase the engagement with the audience, to connect in a different way and make it really easy for the contributors out in their homes or wherever they are to participate and raise their opinion and share their thoughts on a specific topic. And we're helping for the journalists to put out a big net and get in videos that are relevant within a context and use those videos. That's basically it. So thank you very much for your time. Ja, und genau, wir sehen uns und danke aus Dänemark. Tschüss.
Yeah, that was the German version, and now he's with us, Asger Rasmussen, and another happy face, smiling. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I can tell I need to practice my German a bit here, but I think we'll be fine.
Das war sehr gut. It was very good what you were saying. Now you mentioned in your video already, as if you were really sure that you would win. This is really cool. So what is so cool about Clipworks? I mean, that's your sales pitch now.
Well, I don't know if I was that confident, but as a founder, you need to be confident that what you're building is gonna basically change something and make life easier for someone. So I think that was kind of what I was putting into the video. I think the cool thing here is that basically we started out as a tech company solving a very basic technical issue, getting files from A to B, which is load that's been made before. But I think the cool thing here is that we, over time, kind of evolved into actually creating something that has a larger purpose, which is basically, to use an American phrase, making media relevant again, so that you actually increase user engagement and connect with the audience. I think that's kind of taking a low practical solution and having a higher purpose with that.
Well, when I was listening to your video before, and I mean, it was the only pitch video that had music in it, and I thought, oh my God, these cool Danes, look at them. So I was imagining just a lovely, cold Copenhagen morning. You wake up and you say, whoa, I have a dream. I really want to create something different, and I want to get more engagement between the public, the audience, and the content providers. Is this how this true idea of Clipworks started?
I think the story is a bit more boring than that, actually. Me just sitting behind the desk as a journalist in the Danish broadcasting, on both sides of the camera for 10 years, but in the field and behind the desk in the newsroom. And that I think that's kind of where the idea over time evolved, that, okay, here's an issue that we need to do something about it. What can be done? And then it turns out it hasn't really been done before. And the more I kind of dived into that over time, it became clear to me that there was something here that could actually turn into a business and could also have a higher purpose. So I think that the idea of the epiphany that you hear in all startup stories is kind of not true. It kind of came over time. I'm sorry.
Well, that's fine. I thought you would say, come on, I'm a co-founder. I never sleep. I mean, how can there be a morning where I wake up? That's impossible. But I mean, there is a very, I'd say, a famous media expert who once said, if content is king, then efficient engagement is King Kong. What do you say to that quote?
I hadn't heard that before, but give me the context and I'll talk to them about it.
Yeah, I'll give you my number. At my age, I can start quoting myself. No, just you know, that's the attempt to do some German humor. I mean, but you were mentioning this before. I mean, sending content from the audience to a publishing house is nothing new. I mean, basically, if I understand the idea correctly, you're sending QR codes or links to the audience, and then to make it very easy for them. But what is the kick about your app, your way of doing it? It's not an app, is it? The service?
No, I think actually one of the kicks is that it's not an app, which is means you don't have to download anything. If you just want to do a video every 6 months or maybe even once in your life, you don't need to download an app to join. I think that's one of the main kicks. And the other thing is that for the, you've seen all these buttons out there saying press here to upload a video. So there's no magic in that button. That has been done before, the way of sending files from A to B. But the magic is actually what happens to the file when it comes in to the newsroom. Because today often it just ends up in an FTP server somewhere, or you get it in you have to actually physically go down to an IT department to get help to get the video out, and that takes like forever, and you don't do that often. So the kick is here that we enable the journalists to do it on a more regular basis, and actually everyone in the team can access the files from anywhere in the newsroom instantly.
So, Oscar, you were just explaining how it works, how easy it can be or should be, and you were saying it's all about, or something about it is as well, to make media more relevant. I mean, but basically, in how far do you have a closer look at what kind of content will be uploaded?
So we kind of looking into, when we started out, we wanted to say that this is not a live video tool, and this means we're not necessarily talking about like instant news reporting. It's not meant for that. There's other tools that can do that. But what we want to focus on are these giving an opinion, basically. So these are things that you can actually monitor. So you get in 100 videos, you pre-select the best clips and you work with those so that you as a journalist have time to browse and see the different angles and establish a connection with the people who are uploading the videos. So it's really about getting in opinions and hearing what are people saying on the street. And I think also looking back at the pandemic over the last year, our tool has become increasingly relevant because at times you were not able to go into the street and say, what do you think of this? Because there were no people in the street and you need to keep a distance. So this is actually just bringing the tool going on the street, bringing it into where people are at home or wherever they are with their smartphones.
Thank you so much, Oscar. You're definitely a man with a mission, I would say. And at Academy Award ceremonies, it's usually the winners that bring their prepared speeches to the stage. You know, the kind of speeches which say, well, I'm so excited, I did not expect to win, and I want to thank my grandmother. So who is it that you want to thank now?
Oh, okay. I didn't write the speech yet. I think the most important one is, of course, to thank my partner, Peter Nicolai, my co-founder and CTO, who is on this mission with me, for joining this mission that we are on, and of course to our families as well. That's what you say in Hollywood, right? But mostly to my partner, Peter Nicolai.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Asger Rasmussen, and we've seen before Chaim Furati from Icompass. So Icompass and Clipworks, two parties, one in Denmark, one in Tunisia, and both well-deserved because they are both winners of the Deutsche Welle Global Media Forum Startup Contest, which is wonderful. And which now brings us to our next highlight. And that is another startup, a startup coming from my hometown, Cologne, so basically just around the corner in North Rhine-Westphalia. And the title is Robi Media. They do robotics, camera robotics and AI, and it's something to enjoy.
Jede Innovation hat auch Skeptiker, aber ich glaube, das ist etwas, wovor wir nicht mehr weglaufen können. Die KI entlastet die Menschen enorm.
Der Markteinstieg ist für uns natürlich das ultimative Ziel, weil Umsatz und letztendlich der Verkauf des Produktes ist ja das, warum es uns gibt.
Och, ich hab bis eben noch daran gearbeitet. Das war ja genau eine Punktlandung. Der Slider hat sich jetzt initialisiert und jetzt kann ich zum Beispiel Simon hier auswählen. Wir machen es nochmal. Okay, beweg dich mal bitte. So, ich muss mal ganz kurz das System neu starten. Der meckert. Das kriegen wir gleich hin.
Er folgt mir jetzt, aber er ist so ein bisschen er ist nicht ganz gerade auf mich gerichtet.
Jetzt gerade kann ich es noch nicht in den Shop aufnehmen, solange das autonome Arbeiten noch nicht funktioniert kann.
Der kriegt es nicht hin. Alles ist gerade durcheinander. Das ist ärgerlich. Also hier sieht man das Gehirn des Roboters. Der Roboter versucht ja mit Hilfe von Gesichtserkennungsalgorithmen, aber auch Skeletterkennungsalgorithmen die Person zu erkennen und zu folgen.
Und das ist halt das, was uns ausmacht, ist, dass wir eine sehr hohe Komplexität haben in dem System, um bestimmte Sachen machen zu können, die es bisher noch nicht gibt. Ich sehe uns schon am Eintritt des Ladenlokals. Ein paar Schritte müssen noch gemacht werden, aber jetzt ist wirklich Real-Life-Testing gefragt. Jetzt kann man im Labor nicht mehr viel machen.
Es ist eine riesen Erleichterung für uns, dass es jetzt funktioniert, aber so ist es halt in der Entwicklung. Man hat halt Höhen und Tiefen und man muss es einfach hinnehmen, nicht die Hoffnung verlieren.